third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Raiders and the 49ers, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 22.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Las Vegas Raiders. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle that.
Australian-born punter Mitch Wishnowsky to get things going. And we are underway from Santa Clara. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by a third-round pick back in 2018 out of Oklahoma State. It's Mason Rudolph. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
It always helps when you get great run support from your safeties, and when you get one who can actually read the play and get upfield and shut it down before it gets going, it's exactly what you're looking for.
Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. And the Niners get there and bring him down. That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack. Well, the number 1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. First carry now for Trey Sermon. Stays on his feet. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 2nd down, another shot for Sermon. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back.
You ain't gonna burn me.
Sermon now on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field of the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. Here's Lance. Escaping the pressure right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle. All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On 2nd down now. It's Hawkins, and he finds some space past the 25 to the 27.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Out of the gun, Rudolph. And that is incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Let's go. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their 2nd drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now a play fake. Lance. Flushed out right. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Here's Lance to throw it. And he'll find QT on the right side, complete. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They'll try the left side. It's Hawkins. And some room to roam now. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. 75 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. The Raiders into the red zone for the first time. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9. And he'll give it here to his running back. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Now a give, right side. Hawkins, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here, we do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Now Rudolph. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Marquez Valdez-Scantling there to make the grab. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And that makes it 7-zip Vegas.
Makes the score Raiders 7, 49ers nothing.
So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Lance, a give now to Sermon. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I'll redouble my efforts. I go harder, and it's sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and set them down.
And he is going to have a Niners first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, 57 yards. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. For Brandon Ayuk, he is as electric as they come with the ball in his hands in the open field, and he turns that catch into big yardage. Gold with the extra point, and we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
On first down, it's Hawkins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, here's Rudolph. Going to throw right side here, complete. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Rudolph. He's going to air one out. It's incomplete. Took a shot. Couldn't connect. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Rudolph. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Rudolph now to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. They'll fake it. Now Rudolph. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, Rudolph. Catch made, it's Moreau. A gain of 6 there on first. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Rudolph going to throw again. This is complete to Hawkins. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Here's Rudolph. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. A second juke. Touchdown Raiders. Josh Jacobs, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders have taken the lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So that drive goes a full 80 yards and 10 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Let's go! San Francisco set to go on offense once more. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails, because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
2nd down and 7. Now a give, right side. Scott. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. And Johnson dinged up a bit. Still down. Hopefully nothing serious. The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 35. A big play there on the catch and run. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
They'll run on 1st down. Scott, and he'll bring this one inside the 35. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. He can muster only a and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. us. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have it.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Rudolph looking to throw. And this one is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. This time they stay on the ground. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway as they go to work with 12 seconds on the clock. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st half. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Our starters likely to be out there for the 3rd quarter as we get back underway in this 2nd half. And the half will begin with a touchback. Marcus Mariota getting ready to go again here on offense. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the 1st half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the 3rd quarter. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the 1st half, and that trend is continuing here.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They go again with Scott. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Now Mariota. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Early down stuffs to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Scott, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Mariota. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. And now White. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. And this will do the job nicely, as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
And to give this time to the tailback. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. The last run didn't quite get him to the markers, so here's second and just a few inches. They'll keep it on the ground. Hawkins, and he'll get it up here this time to the 21. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the third quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done.
Now a throw here, hauled in, and up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
The throw over the middle, taken in. A gain of 6 there on first. On second down, it's Hawkins. And look at this, for the second straight play, the 49er defense drops him for a loss. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. Rudolph looking to throw it. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the 39, Rudolph. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
First down run with Jacobs won't get a whole lot, maybe a yard, but that's about all, and it's second down. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first. Let's go. To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
From the red zone now, Rudolph. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now a handoff here to his running back. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Here's Rudolph. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? We usually talk about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took them to the limits.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And still just down 1 score. We'll see how big of a role that missed field goal plays, because it, of course, could have pushed this to a 2-possession deficit for them. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now a dump off here complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And now here's a carry heading left. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off at the 30. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Going up top. Touchdown. It's complete. A great effort there. 49 yards. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the fourth quarter, able to further that lead with a touchdown pass.
He didn't go turtle, did he? And you know what I mean by that. I had an old coach used to say all the time, hey, when we have a lead late, don't just tuck in and try and ride it out. Go out and play and extend the lead. And that's what he did.
No return here for QT, so this will come out to the 25.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
And to give this time to the tailback. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be second down.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Throwing on second and long. Mariota, and the catch made by Johnson. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
The Niners on third down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A gain of 3, second down.
At the 35-yard line.
Now back to throw.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
The Raiders on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 7. He'll drop to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. And let's check on the call.
Mike McGlinchey, the Notre Dame man, guilty on that one.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. And he'll give it here to his running back. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. So that one will get him halfway to the first down marker. 7 yards makes it 3rd and 7 now.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Mariota on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all. And it's been a long day for this crowd waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try to throw now. Mariota. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A 1st down throw for Mariota. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, 2nd down. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays and kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
They'll throw again. Mariota. And it's caught. Touchdown 49ers. From 17 yards out. And the Niners have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets 1st downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those 1st downs, keep possession of the football.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. They'll set up a throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Partner, you got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
Here's Mariota.
He finds his man Johnson. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively, they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
To throw, Mariota.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Now Mariota.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch.
And the Raiders have just about sewn up this football game.
Well, you can see what they were trying to do, just send those guys out there to make a play, but that is a costly interception.
Yeah, that's kind of like the backyard. Everybody go deep, and let's see if we can find someone. 4 verticals in the route. Any other time of the game, I love the call. But here, you're not going to hold safeties, you're not going to hold corners with any looks because they know what the situation is, ends up throwing the interception.
Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.